The Dodgers losing streak continues. They start a new series tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. We've got the lineup that has just been revealed. A Dodgers player hinting at a team meeting, a possible players-only meeting. We'll listen to some very interesting sound from Miguel Rojas. We've got an update on Tommy Edman and Max Muncy in their rehab assignments. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got one in a parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Milky Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, a credentialed member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, if you're a longtime viewer but not subscribed, we've got some giveaways coming up, and to be eligible, you have to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you want to support every single episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, hit that like button, drop a comment down below. Also, join our Dodgers Nation Discord. Thousands of Dodgers fans talking ball 24/7, 365. I'm always chiming in when I go to the stadium. I'll drop some insider stuff, some behind-the-scenes stuff, so you definitely want to join that Discord. Today's Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show, I asked you guys over on the X, will the return of Max Muncy and Tommy Edman fix the Dodgers' problems? And right now, 69% say yes, while 31% say no. So that's a big question because we know that they plug in some holes and they do a lot for this team, but are the Dodgers' problems bigger than just the return of Max Muncy and Tommy Edman? We'll get into that because there's a lot of Dodger baseball to get into. You got the Orioles in Baltimore, a chance to get right against a team that just swept the San Diego Padres. So we've got so much Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
All right, so keep firing away in the chat. We'll get to the 7th inning stretch a little later. We'll hand out a comment of the show. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll just give a random T-shirt away on a Friday because I'm feeling pretty good today. Well, the lineup just dropped just a few seconds ago, and today's starting lineup for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, who had been dealing with an illness. We've got his next start when he'll pitch again coming up. I'll let you guys know when that will be. He's batting leadoff at DH. Mookie Betts in the 2-hole at short. Freddie Freeman at first base batting third. Teoscar Hernandez batting cleanup in right, so still in right field. And Michael Conforto behind him batting fifth in left. Andy Pages is in center batting sixth. And Hesung Kim gets another start batting seventh at second base. Then Dalton Rushing batting eighth at catcher. And then Miguel Rojas is batting ninth at third base. And by the looks of it, it looks like there has been another change today. And it looks like, okay, breaking news, Shohei Ohtani is starting tonight in Baltimore. So Tyler Glasnow was scratched from his start tonight. Dave Roberts has not spoken to the media yet in Baltimore to tell us why, but Shohei Ohtani, who was expected to start next Monday when the Dodgers returned to play the Colorado Rockies at Dodger Stadium, Dave Roberts said yesterday that's what his next start would be, but things change, and now Shohei Ohtani is tasked with being the stopper. Never fear, Shohei Ohtani is here. So Well, hopefully this is not some bad news about Tyler Glasnow. There has been what appears to be a little bit of an illness that's spreading in that Dodgers clubhouse. Blake Snell was sick and Shohei Ohtani was sick. I mean, hey, I'm kind of sick, and I don't know if it's just because of the losses or what, but I haven't been feeling myself. But Shohei Ohtani is getting the start tonight. So that is going to be exciting, and it also tells that he's feeling better. It also shows me some leadership. It almost feels like, hey, Shohei Ohtani, hey, yeah, I might not be at 100%. He's the guy that's still continuing to produce. Hit a 120-mile-per-hour home run the other night, continues to have success at the plate. But this Dodgers offense, they have struggled. They were held scoreless for 17 innings before they were able to get a rally going in the ninth inning yesterday, thanks to a Mookie Betts home run. They got some offense going. It still was not enough. And Shohei Ohtani will hopefully have a good night at the plate and a good day on the mound. So I want to go back a little bit and talk about yesterday's game because I found it extremely frustrating that at the end of the game, the Dodgers, they were mounting a comeback against a last-place team. And look, I get it. When Paul Skeens on the mound, the best pitcher in the universe, sure, you got to take your lumps. You got to take your L's. But let's not forget that once Paul Skeens is out of the game, it's not like this is a Pirates team that has a lights-out bullpen. It's not like this is a Pirates team that still has David Bednar, right? And yesterday, Dave Roberts, he took out the starting catcher, Dalton Rushing, and the Dodgers, they ultimately lost 5-3. And if Dalton Rushing was not removed from last night's loss, well, guess what? Dalton Rushing would have gotten an at-bat there late with a chance to get the Dodgers on top because they had Ben Rortvedt come to the plate who had replaced Dalton Rushing after he had caught 7 innings. And the day prior, Ben Rortvedt, he was brought up. They optioned Alex Freeland, and Rortvedt is the guy they got in the trade with Hunter Fiducia to the Rays, a backup level, depth level catcher. And he comes up representing the go-ahead run with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. He was hitting just .095 this season, and he didn't even put together a competitive at-bat. He went down on 3 pitches. My mentions on X were flooded with the Conor McGregor meme, who the F is this guy? And look, you're in the big leagues. You are someone, and you have made a miracle happen, and this is not a insult or anything disparaging towards Ben Rortvedt, but the truth of the matter is Dalton Rushing is the guy that should have been up in that situation. Just look at Dalton Rushing a couple weeks ago in San Diego. He hits a 3-run home run, and that really looked like it was going to springboard the Dodgers. A massive moment to put the Dodgers on top in that one and have a big moment. And Dave Roberts said after the game, when he was asked why he removed Dalton Rushing, Dave said, obviously in a separate world, I would have loved to have had Dalton up there. But when you have 3 hits through 8 innings and you're down 5-0, you just kind of figure out how to preserve him for the next few days too. And yes, Will Smith is out right now, and he's probably going to miss the weekend series. Dave already said that. He's supposed to avoid an IL. We'll talk some Will Smith here in a second. But the truth is that before he was taken out, Dalton Rushing had gone 1 for 3, and he was the only guy that was really going to war against Paul Skeens. He had a double off of Paul Skeens in the 3rd inning, and that was the first hit that the Dodgers had gotten off of Paul Skeens. So, hey, don't tell me, oh, things are going to turn. Don't tell me that this team is capable of all these things you're saying they're capable of them, but when they're down 5-0 to a last-place Pirates team, you wave the white flag. And you guys know, I'm a Dave defender. No one in the media will defend Dave Roberts as much as I will, but you guys know I am the keep it 100 guy, right? I give out criticism when I think it is warranted, and Dave, you can't do that because when you wave the white flag, it sends a message to your team. Oh, hey, pack it up. Game's over. Game's over. Really? You came back down 5-0 against the New York Yankees in the World Series on the road, but you can't come back down 5-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates? The last place Pittsburgh Pirates? It makes absolutely no sense. And here's the thing. You always want to keep those games alive because if you do come back, which they almost did, if you do come back and win that game, that's how you get out of funks. Those types of wins lead to hot streaks. They lead to weeks worth of wins. So at this point, I'm so sick of guys not playing, guys getting load managed. Look at Shohei Ohtani. He was sick. He still played. Look at Shohei Ohtani. He was sick. He had his start moved till Monday, and he's pitching on Friday. If Shohei Ohtani can do it, why can't everyone else? I think that you really need to realize that there's 20-plus games left, okay? Sure. In March, it was fine. April, it was fine. June, it was fine. July, it started to get, August, it was like, okay. But now we're in September. If you go on a slide right now, you could watch this whole season slip away. I don't want to see that ever again. Ben, you are a respectable big league player, and now Dodgers fans know who he is, Ben Rortvedt. But that was a non-competitive at-bat when it should have been Dalton Rushing in that situation. Who knows? If Dalton Rushing strikes out, I'm fine with it. If he grounds out, fine with it. Flies out, fine with it. But I don't want to take my butter knives to war when I have Ginsu knives, right? Like, there's just no reason to do that. And I think, too, Dalton Rushing wants to play. He wants those big moments. He's built for them. And I think that's what's extra frustrating about this little stretch of Dodger baseball, where they've been swept 5 times in their last 17 series. I didn't say they lost 5 of their last 17 series. I say they've gotten swept, like break out the broomsticks in their last 5 of the last 17 series. The only reason I get frustrated is because I know how good this team is, how talented this team is, how well managed, and how much thought goes into everything. These guys are too good to be performing this badly consistently. And here was Dave Roberts after the game talking about another sweep against a bad team.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's uncharacteristic, but I think we've done that a lot as far as losing to teams that, don't have winning records. I don't have a reason for it outside of the fact that, teams are going to bring their best against us, but that's teams with, above 500 records too. Tonight in a vacuum, you're facing one of the best pitchers, but yeah, it doesn't change the fact that other teams, we just haven't found ways to beat those guys with losing records. I don't have an answer. It's going to happen. I still believe it's going to happen. I thought, that the first couple innings, I thought we took really good at bats. I felt that last inning for us not to quit and to keep playing speaks to the room. And there's still a lot of baseball left. And and like I said, we're going to play better. And it doesn't feel good losing. And you're facing an Oriole team that's playing good baseball, so it's not going to get any easier. I think it just takes continuing to compete, play the way we play in the 9th inning, to just fight for everything, which I see we're doing, and it's going to happen. So I think, we got to keep pitching well. I think the defense has been sound. I think the focus has been sound. It's just kind of getting the offense to get that continuity, but we're going to get a couple guys back on the offensive side, so I feel good about that. But it's going to happen. I really do believe it's going to happen.
So you have to respect the eternal optimism and the continued confidence that Dave Roberts has in this group, but I also think, too, at some point you have to change the messaging. And it's not, hey, it's going to turn. Hey, I think it's going to turn. It's, no, like it starts today. Enough is enough. And he does mention guys coming back. Got an update on Tommy Edman yesterday. He went 1 for 4 with AAA Oklahoma City. Popped up in his first at-bat. He did have a really good at-bat, fouled off a couple of different pitches there in his second at-bat. Then he grounded out to the first baseman, his third at-bat. Then the fourth at-bat, he was able to get a base hit. And you could see a really locked-in version of Tommy Edman, and that bats have gotten better, and they're going to need his offense to pick up. I think anyone that just assumes that Tommy Edman's going to come back and be the guy that you saw last year in the NLCS, that means you just haven't been paying close attention to him this season, because after that really hot start where he was on pace at 30, 40 home runs, had 8 home runs early on in his season, he really started to struggle offensively. But the best thing that he brings is when he comes back, I've said this 4 months now, Tommy Edman will be the center fielder. They'll ultimately move Teoscar Hernandez to left field, and then they'll move Andy Paz to right field, and then Michael Conforto, who knows, bench bat or DFA. That's the plan for him. He has had some hits, and he's done better lately, but too little too late, I think, for Michael Conforto, unless he puts together a Shohei Ohtani Miami day yesterday where it's all kinds of home runs and steals bases and does crazy stuff. But outside of that, I think that's where you're going to see when Tommy Edman comes back. And then there is Max Muncy. Muncy, he went 1 for 2 last night, and it was just the fact that he went 1 for 2. It's the fact that he saw so many pitches. I mean, he drew a 4-pitch walk in his second at-bat. He singled on the 4th pitch in his 3rd at-bat. He saw 14 pitches in 3 at-bats. He was able to reach base twice. So I've told the story before. Logan Webb told me that the Giants, when they play the Dodgers, the only guy, he didn't say that he was one of the guys. He told me that the only guy they planned for is Max Muncy because of his ability to see so many pitches. And when he has success, the Dodgers have success. So I'm hoping that he can come up, and his style of hitting is contagious, because that's what this team needs right now. You need an infusion of competitive at-bats, and that's what Max Muncy brings. Now, okay, so I've got some audio that I want to play for you, and this is from Miguel Rojas after yesterday's loss. And I think you could go all around Major League Baseball for this entire year, and you could put this in probably the top 5 of best sound bites from a big leaguer when it comes to giving you a true glimpse of the mood inside the current Dodgers clubhouse. This is as authentic and honest as I've seen a big leaguer be when discussing his current clubhouse. And I think that if you listen to some of the things he said closely, it's clear that Miguel Rojas was hinting at the need for a team-only, players-only meeting. Here is Miguel Rojas. We're going to listen to this together.
Yeah, to be honest, up and down the line of good at-bats, we just couldn't find the hits. I feel like we kind of been on this trend for a couple of weeks now. Feels like the at-bats have been there, but the results are not. I feel like as an offense, we're putting a little bit too much pressure on ourselves, because we feel like the necessity of winning, and we're really forgetting about the most important part, which is playing for each other and having when we play this game. And I feel like this is my personal opinion. To be honest with you, I feel like ever since we started playing poorly a couple months ago, a little bit of the pressure and the frustration is being building up on the team, and I don't see anybody smiling and having a good time. Actually, we all know, like when you're losing baseball games, it's not that fun. But I feel like we have to find a way to kind of like put everything in perspective. We're still in first place. We're still 2 games ahead of the Padres, and we should be able to have some fun while we're playing the game and kind of relax a little bit more, because I think when this team is together like that, I just feel like when you're not winning game, it's not fun. You're not going out there having the same joy and the same fun when you've been playing poorly for over 2 months, and we all know that. It's frustrating, it's embarrassing. We've seen it the last couple of days when the pitching is there, the offense is not, and I think we have to kind of find a way to kind of get together as a group, all pitchers and all position players, and we're gonna continue to find a way to get to that, because I think that's what's missing right now.
Does that happen? Just like enjoy way just because you guys aren't playing up to the expectations you have for yourself? And is there another way you can get back to that short of just playing better and winning games here?
Yeah, I just feel like when you're not winning game, it's not fun. You're not going out there having the same joy and the same fun when you've been playing poorly for over 2 months, and we all know that. It's frustrating, it's embarrassing, and I feel like as a team we know what we're capable of, and we're playing under the kind of threshold or the goal that we have, but at the end of the day, we got to put all that aside and remember that it's going to be a battle, and we have over 20 games left, and we have to find some joy and some motivation to come to the ballpark, not just to kind of I gotta do my job, I need to do my job. We have to come here and kind of like enjoy ourselves around the clubhouse, regardless of the situation and regardless of like this sweep. It sucks, and I mean, we're not feeling really good about it, but we have to be able to turn the page and come tomorrow with a better attitude. Not just when you're stepping on the play, it's all business and all that, but we have to find a way to kind of enjoy the game a little bit more.
So there was Miguel Rojas absolutely in his bag saying, I don't see anybody smiling and that they need to find some joy. And yes, it's not fun to lose baseball games, but guys need to arrive at the ballpark ready to go, ready to have some fun. And he also hinted at the idea that they need to meet and that hitters and pitchers, that they need to get on the same page. And yes, Blake Trinan did have a meeting with the bullpen at Dodger Stadium recently, and the hitters meet all the time in hitters meetings. And there was a story that recently the Dodgers hitting coaches in their recent meeting, instead of leading the meeting, they had the players do it. So they kind of reversed it a little bit there to hear what they were saying. But I think what Rojas is hinting at is, no, we need to get the entire team together in one place at the same time, and we need to lock the F in. Like, it's absolute go time. And anyone that isn't about this, hey, then this isn't for you, and then you're on the wrong team. Like, I really think that I was talking to someone today within the Dodgers, and one thing I heard was that, hey, he said that at this point, I think it would serve them right as far as having a team meeting. And that, yeah, team meetings, you just kind of, you reestablish, hey, we are a good team. We're a World Series winning team. And the thing that surprises me is when you see this lack of offense that we've seen with the Dodgers. I mean, they've been shut out 9 times this season. Since July 1st, the Dodgers, they have a combined 98 weighted runs created plus. That is good for 20th in all of Major League Baseball. They have struck out at a 23.9% clip. That's 25 out of 30. The Dodgers are just not putting the ball in play enough. Their batting average, if you want to go on that level, is 26 out of 30 teams, hitting 235 since the beginning of July. Overall runs, the Dodgers, 233 runs. 233 runs since the beginning of July. That is in 55 games. The Dodgers averaging a little over 4 runs per game. That's 27 out of 30. The offense has been bad, and it's shocking to me that they're putting this much pressure on them. I thought winning the World Series would take the pressure off because they proved that they could do it, and then they could really just be who they are, and that's a bunch of talented hitters, and go out there and just punish pitchers all year. It feels like there's more pressure now than there was last season, which is shocking to me. It truly is shocking to me. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers at this point, I almost feel like I have nothing to lose. I mean, no team has gone back-to-back since the 2000 Yankees, so if it doesn't happen with this Dodgers team, it's just, oh, yeah, parity, injuries, team's not going back-to-back, it's rare, right? I mean, it happens. So I think the Dodgers need to just collectively get together as a group. They need to understand how talented they are and just compete like dogs. Like, pretend you're the Pirates and then you're going up against the Dodgers, right? Like, they need to have that chip on their shoulder where it's LA against the world. It's us against the world. I haven't heard a lot of that, oh, the Dodgers are ruining baseball talk. What happened to that stupid, lazy, boring, dumb, casual, I don't know baseball argument from the offseason? The Dodgers are ruining baseball. Where are all those lazy takes today? That's right. No one's saying it because it's baseball. And this happens occasionally. But the truth of the matter is tonight you have an opportunity with Shohei Ohtani on the mound to get back to your winning ways. And then on top of that, the Padres, thankfully, have played awful. Like, this is the most Padres thing ever to me. The fact that the Dodgers have gone on this slide, but then the Padres have been worse. Padres have lost 8 of 10 games. And yes, I said I'm not going to talk about the Padres, and I am more focused on the Phillies. The Dodgers are 3 games back. They're 3 games back of the Phillies. But I do kind of have to revisit the Padres. You know why? Because the Padres are only 1 game up on the Mets for the final wild card spot. We could see the Dodgers and the Padres not in the NLDS, not in the NLCS, in the wild card round. Who would want to see that? So that's what we're going to take a look at next, this postseason outlook. So we are into September now. The Dodgers, they still haven't won a game this month, but the Padres, they've been terrible. I mean, they're basically where they were at the beginning of the week, the Dodgers and the Padres. The Dodgers, they got swept by the Pirates for the first time in 10 years. The Padres, they were swept at home by the Baltimore Orioles. And you look at where they're at, and I don't want to talk magic numbers here, but yeah, the magic number would be 20 for the Dodgers to win the NL West. And that is any combination of Dodgers wins and Padres losses, that would add up to 20. And hey, who knows? The San Francisco Giants, they play better baseball too. They won 10 of their last 11 games, and they are now 4 games back of that final wild card spot. So if they stay hot and these other teams crumble, we could see the San Francisco Giants make a run. So the Dodgers, 2 games up on the Padres, essentially a 3-game lead in the division. But the Phillies, they have a 3-game lead over the Dodgers and have the number 2 seed and a bye that would have them not have to play in the wild card round. You go right to the division series. So the 2 teams, they do go head-to-head on September 15th through the 17th at Dodger Stadium. So the Dodgers do have an opportunity there. The Phillies have won 2 of 3 games against LA this season, so they have the edge when it comes to the tiebreaker right now. But I just want to put this out there. If these things play out, the Dodgers, they would be the number 3 seed. They would host a best-of-3 wild card series at Dodger Stadium. Today, it would be against the number 6 seed New York Mets. It would start on Tuesday, September 30th. But the Padres are only 1 game ahead of the Mets. So it's possible to have a Dodgers-Padres matchup for the 4th time in the last 6 years, and it would be in the wild card round. So the Dodgers, they're going to Baltimore. Padres, they're going to the Rockies. Then you got the Brewers at the Pirates. The Phillies going to Miami. Cubs taking on the Nationals. Mets are going to Cincinnati, and the Giants are at St. Louis. So it's all over the place right now. And look, FanGraphs, their model still likes the Dodgers. The Dodgers have a 99.4% chance to make the playoffs, 85% chance to win the division, 31% chance to get a first-round bye, and 17% chance to win the World Series. That would put them as the favorites. But I just want to throw that out there. We could see Dodgers-Padres in the wild card round if these things continue. So that's wild. But let's take some comments here. Welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. We are still awaiting for Dave Roberts to address the media in Baltimore because it's a concern. I mean, last year, Tyler Glasnow had an elbow sprain, elbow tendonitis that forced him to miss the rest of that season. And hopefully this is nothing serious here. So Dave has not talked about that yet. He did say that Will Smith won't play this weekend. They did get good results on the CT scan to the point where they feel like he does not have to go on the IL. So that's definitely a very positive sign. But Let's hear from you guys down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Dodgers? Welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. Here we got, at least we traded for Brock Stewart from JR. Matty Man Dodge, Rat Pack, Glassnow scratched. Yep, we got WN rolling Rojas. Keep the Dodgers rolling. Dino's 5150 had to get pre-approval to criticize Dave. That's why the delayed post-game Gatorade hot dogs and press passes at stake. That's funny. Dino's 5150 thinks that you guys, has anyone ever seen me tell anyone not to speak their mind on this show? If you want to criticize Dave Roberts, by all means. I think that, look, there's a reason why on this show, I leave the comments on the screen. I believe that I'm the only show of any of the Dodgers shows or any shows that leave the comments on the screen throughout so you can actually see what you guys are saying. So that way, if there's something negative towards the team, negative towards whatever, I don't try to hide it. This is the Keep It 100 Dodgers show. So find me one example where I've told people that they should not speak their mind. I think that's what makes this show different in that, hey, we can have uncomfortable conversations and we don't have to always be on the same page with everything. It's not some Dodger State TV echo chamber show. That's not what this is. We've got Matty Man, he saw a spider. That's what I heard? Okay, that's a diss towards Tyler Glasnow. David, forget about Glassnow. Can't be trusted to stay healthy in their playoffs. We've got MTV Gen X watcher. Despite all the weariness, the odd swings, the questionable fielding at times, I still believe in Dodger magic. Let's go, boys. All keep faith. Leave nothing on the field. I like that. Chris Navarro. Kevin Parker, Rams play at 1 p.m. Saturday. Nope, they do not. They play on Sunday. You will not say, you won't see that Saturday football for a while. That's college football. You do have the Chiefs, though, playing the Chargers in Brazil. Remember Cody? Cody's a Chargers fan, so wish him well. We've got start the plans to revamp the team. Adam Young, toxic fan base in L.A. Do we forget about New York, Boston, or Philly? We got Brianna Rochelle, Claudia in the chat. We got some Raiders fans. You guys are lighting it up. I love it. Jason Diamond, done with the team. Conforto playing batting fit today. Enough is enough. How about Kodai Senga getting optioned to AAA? That's newsworthy. Yeah, that was a shocker to me. It goes to show the update on Roki Sasaki. They did actually have a couple more comments, and they basically said about Roki, and they've just completely made it seem like it was a development year, that it's a, quote, learning year for Roki Sasaki, a 7.07 ERA, a 179 whip in his rehab. So don't expect to see Roki Sasaki at all. Got some questions about Will Smith. Yeah, those x-rays were negative, which always is a positive. Still waiting for Dave Roberts to give us some clarity on why Tyler Glasnow is not pitching today. Brianna, D-Mac, don't forget to get that $300 baseball box to see what cards you got. Yeah, I'm still working on that. I've been talking to Topps to get one. By the way, I'm growing out can you guys see my beard? This is me with a beard. I'm growing out my beard until the Dodgers win a game. Can you guys see anything I told you guys, I promise I don't really grow facial hair that well. I mean, it takes a while. This is me going full-blown JT beard. What are you guys going to do? What are you willing to do to break this streak? Me, your boy D-Mac, I'm growing it out. I'm growing it all the way out, growing out this beard. All right, guys, so we'll wait to hear from Dave. We'll get to the 7th inning stretch, but it's time for your favorite segment, Dodgers Yoda.
Dodgers Yoda. Dodgers go Let's.
Okay, guys, so I think we need to use the force on this one. I think this team needs to get into their Jedi mode. And the first Yoda quote today is,
if you want to come home, try to hit home runs. You must not do.
You can't have that big swing approach. I'm sick of the big swings. We saw with the bases loaded the other night with Andy Pajes swinging for the fences, getting a pitch in the zone early in the count that he just took and did not hit for a fly ball, and then he swung at one off the plate. I don't want to see the big swings. I want them to come naturally. I want this Dodgers team to have a different approach where they are grinding out at-bats. They're putting the ball in play. You're seeing team at-bats, not individual at-bats. And I think that comes from you're not waiting for the pitcher to make a mistake just to hit that cookie, right? You don't want that. Like Adrian Gonzalez said the other day, my friend Agon, you can't wait for the cookie, right? You just have to go out there and be competitive and do the right thing. And that is not going out there and try to hit home runs. Now, another thing, too, is you have to remember who you are as a team. You have to remember who you are as a team, right? This is a Dodgers team that they're playing like a team that is not a World Series contender, is not the reigning champs. They don't need to do that. And I think that if you continue, like as Miguel Rojas said, to not buy into the joy of baseball and compete, that you could fall into the dark side. And the dark side, that is another team in this division. So the next Yoda quote today is, fear is the path of the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Suffering is being fan of Padres. So you don't want to go that route, okay? This is like Padres-like baseball in this one, okay? And I think that for the Dodgers, it is a very pivotal stretch. I think that what the Dodgers do in October ultimately could be impacted for what happens right now. Because after the World Series, everyone talked about it. Walker Buehler, Dave Roberts, Mookie Betts. The Dave Roberts speech that happened in Atlanta after they went down, after Tyler Glasnow went down, right? And the issue there was, okay, you needed someone to step up. I think you need to have this approach for the hitters this time around. If there's someone to call out, it's the at-bat quality for the Dodgers. And I think that that is something that Dave Roberts can certainly address. And I think that we could hear about this in October after they win the World Series. That is, oh, yeah, we were down. We were really struggling. We had been going through it. Then in Baltimore, things changed. Shohei Ohtani got the start, and we took off because we had a team meeting. Now, I've heard it mentioned, like, this is the Dodgers team that they do not travel with anyone else but themselves when they're in the air, right? They have two planes. They have one plane for the players, then they have one plane for the broadcasters and the officials and everyone else related to the team. So this team is in close quarters a good amount. Maybe it's time to take the headphones off. Maybe it's time to take the iPad down. Maybe it's time to do what they did to start the postseason last year, but start it now. I'm not saying be without your family or anything like that, but I do think that they should really tap into what worked last season. For sure. All right, guys, coming up next, it's all about you in the seventh inning stretch. All your thoughts, comments, and questions about your boys in blue.
The seventh inning stretch.
All right, let's rock and roll here. D-Mac, what about this from Joe Magazzini? D-Mac, should we call up Kendall George to add a spark? No, you're not going to call up Kendall George, but I do want to show some love to Kendall George here, who has finally done it. He did steal 100 bases. The Dodgers minor leaguer, who's currently playing for their high A affiliate for Great Lakes. He has stolen the most bases in all of the minor leagues. He just had his third season for the Dodgers, and he is a 100 steal guy. And he did it in pretty incredible fashion. He stole 4 bases yesterday, 4 bases against the Lake County Captains. He now has 101 stolen bases on the season. He had a single in the first inning, stole second, and then later in the game, he was able to steal more bases. He's had a steal in the third and the fifth inning, and then George had a single there. Later in the game, was able to get one after a single in the 8th inning for his 101st of the year. So it's only the fourth time in Dodgers franchise history that you've had a 100-steal season. You have Maury Wills, who in 1962 he had 104 stolen bases, took home the National League MVP. Then how about these names? Alan Wiggins, he stole 120 bases for Class A Lodi in 1980. Maynard DeWitt stole 110 bases for Class D Zanesville in 1946. So he's the fourth guy to do it. Pretty awesome stuff. In the last 20 years, he's only the fourth player to steal 100 bases in a season. Billy Hamilton, if you remember him, he had 155 steals, by the way, back in 2012. So really cool stuff. He was interviewed recently by MLB.com, and he said, I've learned you can't really run reckless. There is a technique that goes into it. Even though I am really fast and can get away with some things, this year I have been really honing in on that technique, picking spots better, picking counts better, and things of that nature. Even though it has improved, I think there is still room for improvement. I've been thrown out 20-something times. I could already be at 100, but the strides that I have made this year are kind of positive. He's also hitting, too. He's in 378, 496 on base, 429 slug with 23 walks, 21 runs scored, and 34 stolen bases just this month. So, yeah, I mean, pretty awesome. He's a first-round pick from the Dodgers from 2023. We'll see if that can translate to this level. But, yeah, much love to our guy, Kendall George. Okay, some more comments from you guys. Let's rock and roll. Here on a Friday episode. 199 from Michael Kagan. Appreciate you. Yoda needs to come into the airplane and motivate them. That's from Andy. I love it. Who's Doug Davis? You got to block him? Is he annoying? Is he like a Astros fan? What's happening here? Brianna Rochelle, and we still suffer watching Conforto. MTV, I am way too Italian. Irish Mamba to sit back. Okay. We got why is Bum Fardo batting fifth? I am not sure. Let's see. Johnny Owen D-Mac, you want to borrow my cat and some milk before the next shave? Yeah, I gotcha for sure. Get ready to shave D-Mac. Yep, I know. A win tonight, right? That would definitely turn into that. We got Himmy Turner. Okay, these are the things. Let me know down below. What are the things you're willing to do to get the Dodgers back in the win column? For sure. Enrique, D-Mac wants Obi-Wan Kenobi beard. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Beat Punk? What up? What happened to River Ryan? Yeah, he's out for the season. Had surgery late last year. You won't see him this year. Alex Renteria, Master Yoda, McKain. We got Bot David. Solo eat the slugger, D-Mac. That'll break the curse. Oh, well, I mean, there has to be a Dodger game so I can get my slugger, my 16-incher, right? Claudia, D-Mac, do some pickup lines in your Yoda impression. Maybe for next week. I got you, Claudia, for sure. Luis Gonzalez, Del Day. We got Adam, call him up. Eric Jackson. Douglas, should I take a few days off from Dodger baseball to reset? Eric Jackson, never. Absolutely. Win, lose, or draw. That's what makes Dodgers fans different than other fan bases. A lot of other fan bases, it's September, your team's losing, it's over, whatever. Dodgers are still a first-place team. Let's not forget that. The Dodgers are going to be in the postseason, and they're too talented to play this poorly for that much longer. D-Mac, what do you think about the Steve Ballmer situation? Yeah, I mean, they should punish Kawhi, force him to play every single game. Now, what I think they should do, honestly, if you guys know about the Steve Ballmer thing for the Clippers, basically Steve Ballmer, there's an allegation that the Clippers try to circumvent the salary cap in the NBA by having him get $28 million for some bogus tree company that helped them be carbon neutral as a way to pay him more money. So if it turns out to be true, I think what they should do to Steve Ballmer is, one, he can't go to Clipper games for like a year. That would break his soul because that's all he lives for. And then you got to shrink the Clippers' salary cap so they can't spend. Take away the 5 first-round picks. So, yeah, if it turns out it's true, that's bad for sure. Himmy Turner, punish the San Diego Clippers. BL Boy D-Mac, you brought up our terrible hitting philosophy yesterday as if it's a new issue. It's not. Why do you think we have a 375 win percentage since the inception of the Ghost Runner? That's that's pretty complicated as far as extra innings go. That's a whole different bag. I mean, I do, D-Mac, wear your vest for good luck. That's from Enrique. But B.L. Boyd, I mean, I do think it's something that's worth discussing as far as the future of the hitting philosophy, because I think that the Dodgers are unique in that if you have a hitting coach, like the guys that are at the top, you don't have to worry about, right? Like, what's a hitting coach going to say to Shohei Ohtani or Freddie Freeman? But I think that we have seen it has to be not just the coach, it's the philosophy. Like I've told you, I had a really good conversation with Adrian Gonzalez about a month ago, and he basically told me that the driveline approach, where you're trying to launch at fastballs that are up in the zone, it leads to, when you connect, there's more slug, but when you don't, you lead to these cold spells. So it'd be interesting to see if the Dodgers did evolve to a more bat-to-ball approach that they would be trying to give to their hitters. And who knows, do you see some more former players? Dave Vassay mentioned that a couple days ago, having former players like Adrian Gonzalez and Nomar Garciaparra and those type of guys being in the ears of the hitters more. Who knows if that would change anything, but I do think that if the Dodgers were to get a new hitting coach and new hitting coaches, that it would also mark a philosophical change with Andrew Friedman and this organization, because they feel like they have developed a certain type of approach that has led to wins. And that approach is you don't expand the zone, you make pitchers work, and then you get a pitch to hit in your zone and you punish it. But yeah, it has led to long periods of struggling. Having said that, when they win, they go crazy with the slug. So they do have a lot of guys that can carry them throughout a postseason run. Freddie Freeman, Shohei, Teoscar, Will Smith, Max Muncy. So if two of those guys get hot, and they're out there slugging, it's like we're not talking about this as much. So it's going to come down to how they totally finish this season with something that has worked for a long time. But at some point, you have to continue to evolve. And not so sure the Dodgers have evolved a lot with that approach. So still waiting for Dave Roberts. We got to receive word about Tyler Glasnow. So still no word. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani going tonight. Glassnow was originally supposed to go. I've been trying to text people during this show, so we'll figure that out. And we'll take some more of your comments as we go through this. We've got, if Conforto makes the postseason roster, we will lose. That's from Steve. Fire Skoyak, Bates, and Pryor. Wow, you're trying to really just wipe out a whole team that just won a World Series. I don't know about that. Del Boy, D-Mac, what are you talking about? Even Olympians have coaches. The hitting coaches can absolutely approach Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman if they're seeing something they should say. It's their job. I'm not disagreeing with that. And there's a lot of, like, for example, what you see on the field is someone like Aaron Bates, there'll be a lot of iPad and reviewing certain swings. And I think, too, like, there's too much reviewing of swings during games, and just you have to just go with whatever your mechanics are for a certain game instead of trying to refine those mechanics with each and every at bat. I think that's where some of these guys get into their long struggles, is they're up there internally trying to work on so many cues and mechanical adjustments that all of a sudden it's a 0-2 count and you don't have count leverage, and then you're just fighting for your life up there. I think that there almost has to be a step back when it comes to, I think, just the overall information pushing for each and every at bat, because I think when this team is at its best, they're just up there and they're free. And when they're up there and they're free and they're trusting their mechanics and they're competing and they're thinking to themselves, hey, this pitcher can't get one by me, that's when you see great stuff happen. But as far as, if you get the right hitting coaches, like I don't mean that Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts are not receptive to coaching, because they 100% are. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm just saying that for the most part, those guys, even though they're going to go through their slumps, they're veterans that know how to get out of them, and they kind of know what the issue is. But think about this. Mookie Betts, he's gone through a slump all season, and how did he get out of it? Well, he went to JD Martinez. He didn't go to the Dodgers hitting coaches, right? And Max Muncy, he went to the eye doctor, right? I mean, when's the last time we've heard a Dodgers hitter go through a slump and then them sing the praise of the hitting coaches? They really have. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but it does feel like when there's these dramatic turnarounds, like Gavin Lux. Oh, I went to review film with Uncle Augie, right, in Wisconsin, right? It feels like when there's these dramatic turnarounds, it seems to be something different. But hopefully that we won't have to have this conversation much longer because you'll see some runs tonight. We've got Himmy Turner, D-Mac, have you finally sold all the Bum Fordo stock? We got Topped. All the players have their own hitting coach nowadays. See, that's the thing, too. This is a point brought up by Top the Rose. The team hitting coach has to work with the players' hitting coach. Brianna Rochelle Conforto will bat leadoff in the first playoff game. Okay, that's a bruh. That's a bruh. We got Drew. The Dodgers are a very intelligent organization. They need to develop a strategic approach that employs multiple tactics during the game, much more situational. Jose Doug, you're the one saying if you want the dub, you got to slug. Absolutely, but when you chase slug, you don't slug. I remember talking to Ken Griffey Jr. in Seoul, South Korea, and I asked him, I was like, hey, like, have you ever gone to the plate hoping to hit a home run, trying to hit a home run, and then hit a home run? He said, never. He said, I have gone to the plate trying to hit a home run. It never happens. What I've done is gone to the plate, and I've taken good at-bats, and when you take good at-bats every single time, then the slug comes naturally. What you're seeing now, though, is the Dodgers, when they're bad at the plate, they're chasing slug, or they're having big swings, or you're not seeing team at bat. So I think that's kind of the big difference there, is you have to let the slug be organic. And when this team's at its best, that's what it looks like. Last thing, breaking news, we suck. MB says former Driveline employees have destroyed the Dodgers. We got Conforto dead weight. You guys are going crazy today. Bring back Ruiz. Bot David. Ever since they removed Yamamoto on bobblehead night for Curse to get his 3,000 Ks, they broke the Matrix. Muncy got hurt that night too. Interesting theory. I too own a tinfoil hat. What's up, Craig Osterberg? Blake Snell's a bust. 1-5. I don't think so. Outside of last night, had a rough inning. The stuff I think is still looked better. The velocity was up from his last start. I still believe it. I remember a lot of Dodgers fans were like, oh, like the season's over because they don't have the starting pitching to make a deep run. And because of that, it was, all right, we still have Ohtani for 10 years. You still have Freddie for a couple more years. You still have Mookie for a couple more years, right? And that sort of thing. But then they caught the magic. So I think what you're looking for is for this team to catch the magic. And I still think it's very possible. Like I said, the Dodgers actually have caught more breaks, and we'll wait to see what happened with Tyler Glasnow. But the truth is, the Dodgers have caught more breaks this year than in previous years, right? We thought Max Muncy was done for the season on the night you're talking about with the Max Muncy injury with the calf and the knee, right? And we thought they could have been done. We thought that Tommy Edman could have been done. We thought that, who knows, the Ohtani had some cramps. Like, there's been some injury scares this year. Mookie Betts, I mean, there's been some injury scares this year, and thankfully, outside of a couple guys like Evan Phillips being lost for the season, I mean, the Dodgers have, for the most part, remained healthy and have their key guys all intact, right? And you got to find every piece of wood and knock on it. I mean, people are just kind of sick. I don't know about you guys are sick. I've been kind of sick lately. Where's the vest? D-Mac, got to bring it back. He went from zesty to feisty. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, the comprehension, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, it's just so funny when it's so funny. It's like, I don't know if people in the chats, and I know I respect everyone's opinion, but sometimes people just say things that it's like they didn't properly listen or they can't process words. It's always funny to me. I get a kick out of it, to be honest with you, but it's always funny to me. All right, guys, let's see what else we got here. on Tyler Glasnow. I really hope this is nothing. I really do, because I don't want to see the comments that will say he's injury prone. You know the word you use. Here we go. All right, ready? This is just seconds ago. Dave Roberts says, from Fabian Ardaya, The Athletic, Dave Roberts said Tyler Glasnow reported back tightness. That's why he was scratched. Plan is to push him back a few days and get him to start early next week. So, hey, it's the back, it's not the arm. Back tightness, hopefully that is going to get a lot of treatment. He's going to be just fine, so I'm not overly concerned about that. It's not anything to do with the arm. So that's another example of, hey, it feels like the Dodgers have been dodging injury bullets all season long. So that is the latest on that, on Tyler Glasnow. So let's hear here. Let's hear. Don't piss off. Yeah, he's strapping a Red Bull. Glassnow's hurt here. We got T-Mac in spicy. I like it. Man, you guys into spicy foods? What's your guys' like favorite? Are you guys? I'm like a Cholula guy. I don't know about you guys. I'm a big Cholula guy. You know, I need my Cholula. Let's just put it that way. My back hurts too from Nico Suave. We've got Glassnow reset. Yep, it's Jover from Karma Smith. George, that's out of pocket. Jedi Spark says he'll be fine. Built like a soap bubble. Typical glass armor. I know you guys would go in. Come on now. Show some respect to Tyler Glasnow. Let's see some other comments here. Shell is a bust. Can't even spell his name. Nice job. Luis, I do believe they did that before the break. Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. All right, guys. So, running out of time. So, let's get to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
Hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
So, today for the walk-off, the LA Times Houston Mitchell, he dropped his top 10 Dodgers pitchers of all time. And he had Sandy Koufax at number 1. So Sandy Koufax, number 1 on his list for top 10 Dodgers pitchers of all time. In the offseason, I'm going to give you like my list. I'll give you my list because it's a little different than this one. But this is obviously a great top 10 list from Houston Mitchell. He has at number 10, Johnny Padres, pitched from 1955 to 1953 to 55, 56, 57 through 66 at 3.66 ERA. Then Knapp Rucker, Don Newcomb at 8. Don Newcomb won a Cy Young and the MVP in 56. Then he had Oral Hershiser at 7th. Of course, Oral Hershiser, 3-time All-Star, won the 1988 Cy Young Award. He just put this team on his back throughout that run in the postseason. 1988 was just one of the greatest years we've ever seen from a Dodgers starting pitcher. He was lights out that year. And, of course, he has the 59 consecutive scoreless innings over those 7 starts that season, breaking Don Drysdale's record. Then at 6, he had Fernando Valenzuela, still the only pitcher ever to have the NL Rookie of the Year, the 1981 NL Cy Young Award. And he also just took home just so much more than awards that year and just kind of changing the Dodgers forever. Then 5, he has Don Sutton. 4, he's got Don Drysdale. 3, he's got Dazzy Vance. 2, Clayton Kershaw. And 1, Sandy Koufax. So it's tough to debate those two because Koufax, his peak was ridiculous. I mean, there was a year where Koufax had 27 complete games in a season. I look at their peaks. Kersh's 2011 to 2016. I mean, 43.4 FWAR. I mean, just elite. Koufax, his peak, 61 through 66, 46.3 FWAR. Very, very close. Very close. Koufax, just unbelievable talent at the highest level. It's kind of in the conversation of, hey, guys that you would want if you had one game to win. I mean, a perfect game. I mean, just insane. Go watch that game, or listen to it, September 9th against the Cubs. And that perfect game will always live in Dodgers lore forever. September 9th, 1965 against the Cubs. Just incredible stuff. As we'll actually do a little thing for that when it's the anniversary for that, right? But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If If you haven't yet, do us a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.